Senator, look, Democrats on this dais are accusing me of engaging in censorship, and now you're trying to encourage me to police speech on the internet. I'm simply not going to do it.
I'm just asking you, these are the kind of words, I think they are cruel. I think they hurt President Trump to say that kind of thing. I think it hurts him with trust from the American people. But this is the kind of stuff that's going on right now. And yet you are going after broadcast stations, except for Fox.
When you were on a podcast,
there should be no rules in place when it comes to tech platforms then.
I think there's no public interest obligation. There is no license.
Do you think we should change the laws? Here's one. Last week, President Trump came out with this dangerous and likely illegal AI rule that preempts all the states from doing anything to try to save people, whether it is kids that are being exposed to content they shouldn't see, or fentanyl, or political videos that are lies. So do you think Congress has the authority to preempt state laws, or do you think President Trump and the agencies, like yourself, have the authority to preempt state law when it comes to the internet and safety with AI?
Well, when it comes to AI in particular, there's an executive order. It asks the FCC to initiate a proceeding. We're going to initiate a proceeding. We're open-minded on where that goes. But look, if you want to step back and talk about weaponization, we saw that for 4 years in the Biden administration. Senate Democrats, including Democrats.
Joe Biden is no longer president. You are head of the FCC, and Donald Trump is president, and I'm trying to deal with this right now. So I would...
Every so often in this place, it almost feels like you're having an out-of-body experience where you're like, watching something happen and you can't believe it's happening. So the idea that my Democrat colleagues are so offended that the First Amendment may be or may not be violated by some comment you made, I think is just extraordinary given the last 4 years that we lived through. I happen to know something about it. I filed the Missouri versus Biden lawsuit that a federal judge ruled was the most massive attack against free speech in U.S. history, where entire agencies, and we sat through the depositions, were weaponized against the American people on the instruction of the federal government, and not just one agency, but a leviathan of agencies that had words and phrases that you shall not utter in the United States of America or you are censored. So you don't get to censor speech. You don't get to outsource that censorship to universities or social media companies, which is exactly what was happening. And go so far as to actually create, and I would challenge anybody in this committee if they raise an objection to this, literally a disinformation governance board in the United States of America. That you remember the Mary Poppins character who was singing? That's what I'm talking. In the United States of America, not like in 1898, not in 1799, like 3 years ago. And so to sit here and listen to all this stuff about, wearing the white hat on free speech is laughable, laughable. So anyway, that's not, I can't help myself sometimes. I wanted to get to these questions first, but just listening to this is incredible. So.
Such a fraud.